Sometimes fame is a double-edged sword. For certain celebrities, the very role that launched a career became the thing that defined and confined their entire public image. This phenomenon isn't just about audience memory, it's branding psychology. When a character becomes iconic, it creates a lasting mental shortcut. We don't see the actor, we see the role. It's why Daniel Radcliffe will always be Harry Potter, why Alfonso Ribeiro still gets asked to do the Carlton dance, and why Hilary Duff can drop 3 albums, star in new shows, and still be Lizzie McGuire to most of the world. From a branding perspective, this is what we call a brand trap, when your most recognizable work is so deeply ingrained in the public consciousness that it becomes your default brand identity. And once the public has assigned that meaning to your name, escaping it takes serious rebranding work or a complete career pivot. Hey friends, I'm Ana The Marketeer, your friendly neighborhood marketing bestie. I break down the branding and marketing strategies shaping pop culture so we can learn from them together. And today, we're talking about celebrity brand traps and what they can teach us about fame, identity, and reinvention. But before we get started, it's come to my attention that most of you watching my videos aren't subscribed to my channel. Don't be rude. If you've been enjoying learning about branding and marketing with me, hit that subscribe button right now so you can see new videos every week. And my new weekly newsletter, Marketeer's Memo, is coming soon. I'll be breaking down pop culture branding and marketing strategies as they happen in real time, showing you how they shape the current world around us. Join the waitlist now by checking the description below, and you can also listen to these videos ad-free and on the go on Spotify. The link is in the bio. Okay, now let's get into it. Why branding traps happen in the first place. Branding traps happen when the public becomes more attached to the character than the actor. It's not just typecasting, it's brand dominance. Think of Daniel Radcliffe. He's done horror, comedy, theater, you name it. But for most people, he'll always be Harry Potter. Or Alfonso Ribeiro. He's hosted game shows, danced on Broadway, but still gets asked to do the Carlton dance. This isn't just Hollywood politics, it's branding psychology. Once the public makes an association, it becomes a shortcut in their minds. And changing that takes work. So why does this happen? Let's break it down. First, when a character becomes part of a massive franchise or beloved series, the branding gets amplified. You're not just watching a performance, you're buying merch, quoting lines, and seeing press appearances. The actor becomes part of the character's world and vice versa. Second, audience psychology plays a huge role. We love predictability. From a marketing perspective, humans crave what's familiar. When we associate a celebrity with a specific emotional experience or time in our lives, we want to relive that feeling. It's comfort marketing in its purest form, a safe, nostalgic, emotional shortcut. And for the celebrity trying to grow and evolve, that comfort becomes a cage. And lastly, there's the media machine. If you're known for something, the algorithm, the press, and the memes will keep pushing that version of you. The more viral the role, the harder it is to escape. Iconic roles that created a branding trap. So let's walk through some of the most well-known examples, some that I mentioned previously, and how those roles became branding traps. Number 1, Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton Banks. This is definitely one of the top cases of brand trap. Alfonso is a talented performer with decades of work under his belt, but for the general public, he is Carlton Banks. The dance, the sweaters, the smug smile. That moment in TV history became so defining that Ribeiro's entire brand has been shaped by it, even when he's doing something totally unrelated, like hosting America's Funniest Home Videos. He once even sued Fortnite for copying the Carlton dance and lost.
You know, I'm loving what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The problem for me has always been that in terms of acting, most of the world can't get past Carlton. So because of that, you know, I have been typecasted to the point where it's almost impossible for people to see me doing something else.
That's how deep the public association runs. His brand is no longer his alone. It belongs to the culture. 2, Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter. The Harry Potter franchise dominated an entire generation, and while Radcliffe has made bold choices post-Harry Potter and has done everything right in terms of rebranding, including risky indie films, stage performances, experimental roles, when most people see him, they still think boy wizard. That's not a failure on his part. It's just how strong the Harry Potter brand was and is, and how fully it consumed his identity during his most formative acting years. Radcliffe has leaned into it with self-awareness, but there's no question he's still fighting the branding shadow of Hogwarts. He's actively tried to subvert that image, but the global power of the Potter brand is really hard to shake. 3. Lizzie McGuire and the 2000s teen icon. Hillary's story is a little different than the other two examples. She's not locked into one character per se, but a whole era. The early 2000s, the bubblegum pop, the quirky outfits, and awkward yet lovable teen energy. From Lizzie McGuire to A Cinderella Story to Raise Your Voice, she played versions of the same girl, and it became her brand. The quirky, clumsy girl next door who always got the cute boy in the end. Even when she tried to mature her sound and image, the public wasn't ready to let go of the Lizzie nostalgia. These days, she's leaned into that millennial mom-core lane with roles in Younger and How I Met Your Father, but the brand roots still go back to Disney. Her challenge wasn't just outgrowing a role, it was outgrowing a cultural moment she helped define. 4. Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Terminator. Arnold is really fascinating because his brand trap didn't hurt him, it just redirected him. "I'll be back" isn't just a movie quote, it's his life tagline. Despite becoming governor of California, doing comedies, and returning to action again and again, the world still sees him first and foremost as the Terminator. Even his comedy hits like Twins and Kindergarten Cop worked because they played against the Terminator brand. He didn't escape the trap. Instead, he mastered it. 5. Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute. Rainn Wilson has range. He's written books, acted in dramas, and produced documentaries. But to most of us, he's still Dwight. The mustard shirt, the beet farm, the intense stare. It's so iconic that no matter what he does, the Dwight identity clings to him like a second skin. The character was just that specific and that memeable. And when something becomes that iconic, it's part of your brand forever. So while these are some of the most iconic examples, there's still a host of other stars that have fallen into this trap and deserve some honorable mentions. So let's get into a few of those. So Elijah Wood, he's done amazing genre work since Lord of the Rings, but to many, he's forever Frodo. Jennifer Aniston, her performance in Friends made Rachel a household name. Even decades later, she still carries the Rachel energy and is still known for that one haircut. Christopher Reeve, his portrayal of Superman was so iconic, it became nearly impossible to see him as anyone else. Emilia Clarke, from stage to rom-coms, she's explored a lot, but Daenerys is still her dominant identity. Macaulay Culkin, known forever as Kevin from Home Alone, though he chose to step away from Hollywood for many, many years, which kind of solidified him to that role. Rupert Grint, like his Harry Potter co-stars, he's still strongly linked to Ron Weasley. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, while he's successfully crossed into mainstream film, Dwayne's brand is still tied to his wrestling roots. He often plays exaggerated versions of the same strong, charismatic, no-nonsense persona. His ability to embrace that brand while expanding it is part of what makes him so bankable, but it also shows how hard it is to fully break from your original icon status. So are there any other stars that come to mind for you? Let me know in the comments. So now that we talked about celebs who got trapped and struggled to break free, there's also many who have been able to break free from an iconic franchise or typecast. Celebs who escaped the trap. Escaping the trap is possible, but it takes time, talent, and strategic branding. Let's look at a few examples of celebs who broke away from the core roles that defined their early career with success. 1. Robert Pattinson completely shifted gears after Twilight. He didn't chase another big franchise initially. Instead, he went indie, choosing dark, weird roles that were the opposite of Edward Cullen. Now, he's Batman, a whole new archetype extremely different than a glittering vampire. 2. Kristen Stewart. She did the same. She leaned hard into art house cinema, and after years of consistent genre-pushing work, she's no longer just Bella from Twilight. She's an Oscar nominee. 3. Zendaya. Zendaya is another great example. She made the leap from Disney to Emmy-winning Euphoria lead to blockbuster lead in Dune. Her secret, smart role selection, and a careful shift in tone. Her brand evolved as she did. 4. Donald Glover. And of course, looking at Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, music, TV, film, a true Renaissance man. He does it all, but always with intention. Each project reinvents, adds complexity, and expands his brand rather than locking it in. How they escape the formula. There's a formula here, and it's one every actor trying to rebrand ends up following, whether they realize it or not. Let's look at these steps. Step 1. The clean break. They take time off or disappear from the mainstream. Distance gives audiences space to reset their expectations. Step 2. Strategic contrasts. They take roles that are radically different. If you're a teen heartthrob, become a villain. If you were the nerd, become the hero. Surprise is key. Step 3. Consistency and patience. They stick with it. Rebrands don't work overnight. It might take years for the public to embrace the new version of you. It's not so different from product rebranding. Introduce a new packaging, adjust the positioning, and keep reinforcing the message until it ends. But sometimes, the brand of the franchise or character is just too massive to escape from. You can do all the things right, but still always get associated with it. And I think peace comes to actors like this when they do step 4, acceptance. They accept that they may be associated with a role or franchise for the rest of eternity, but because of it, they become household names and icons. Daniel Radcliffe, thankfully, has expressed pride in being linked to Harry Potter, stating in an interview shortly after the last movie that he is proud to be associated with this film series forever. So the next time you see an actor trying to break out of an old role, remember, they're not just acting, they're rebranding. And that's a slow, strategic game. Because in Hollywood, the story isn't just what happens on screen, it's how you sell the next chapter. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let's talk in the comments. Which iconic role that I did not mention do you still associate with a celebrity? Until next time, marketeers, stay smart, stay savvy, and always look beyond the brand.